Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Can you just give me a quick sign in the chat if everything's working well from a technology side? All good. Thank you so much. Super excited to be here with you today. My name is Kirsten. I'm the host of your session, and we are here to say hey to Lego customer service team today. So that's going to be a super exciting session, and really good to see that so many people have actually joined us. So welcome, everybody. We're super excited to spend the next hour with you here on the call to do some good sharings about what the customer service team at the Lego Group is doing and what the cool stuff is you're here for. So stay tuned. I'm based out of Munich, und ich kann auch ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. Hallo, mein Name ist Kirstin. So now switching back to English, I think that's the language we all hopefully speak here on the call. I would maybe ask everybody to shortly drop a message in the chat to say where they come from, where you're dialing in from, and super excited to be here. Cool, good stuff. So we will actually have 1 hour here together, and we can use the chat for anything that is coming up, any reactions. We're looking much forward also getting your perspective. That's awesome. And then if you have specific questions, I think in the middle of the bottom of the screen, there should be like a question where you can ask questions. So if you want to use that, if you have any specific question, please post it there and we'll get back to your question in the Q&A session. So just making sure that we don't miss it out. Amazing. Good stuff. So let's jump into the session. And it's not only me here today. I have actually some amazing colleagues here with me on the call. You will get to hear from Stephen Lee, who's the operations director. Then that's the difficult name, Michael Sivkovitz, I hope I pronounce it correctly, who is a customer service team leader at the Lego Group. Then we have Camilla Elizabeth Lassen, who's a customer service advisor. And then Kevin Schillmöller, who's also customer service advisor. So warm welcome to my colleagues as well. Looking forward to run the session with all of you. Super nice. And then I think we will soon start to see Stephen here with me on the screen. So I wonder if technology can make magic happen. Stephen, are you with me?
I am. Hello.
Amazing. I love that. Good to have you here, Stephen. Super exciting. I think I'll just hand over to you to give a short introduction of who you are, and then maybe you can talk us through about all the amazing things that your team is actually doing.
Sure. Thank you very much, and great to see everybody. Thanks for joining this lunchtime, and I'm really excited to be here to talk to you a little bit more about what Lego is up to within our consumer and shopper engagement team, and the exciting news that we are setting up a team of people in Berlin. So I'm Stephen, as Kirsten said, and I head up the operations team for EMEA. Now, many people ask us, what are we here to do? And what makes us tick? Now, as a company, our mission is to inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow, and that's no different within our consumer and shopper engagement team as well. We're here to make sure we support those builders of tomorrow, and we support the families, the parents, the grandparents who are looking at buying gifts or who are looking at helping for play experiences with those kids. And our job within consumer and shopper engagement is to make sure that we create long-term relationships with everybody that we speak to. And we could speak to people over the phone, we could speak to people over an email, over a web chat, or over social media channels. But all throughout, we're always trying to make sure that we care for our consumers and we develop that long-term relationship. And where do we do that from? On the next slide, you'll see that we have got a huge global footprint. And we have contact centres in Slough in the UK, in Enfield in Connecticut in the USA, in Singapore in Asia, and very exciting, we're now opening up in Berlin as well. And collectively across the globe, we've got 600 colleagues who are actively talking to our consumers, our shoppers, and making sure that every interaction that we have is going that bit further to make sure that we build that long-term love of the Lego brand. And this year we are hiring around 400 people and adding to our big team, and the same will probably happen next year as well. We're in a really huge period of growth, both within the company as a whole, but also within the consumer and shopper engagement team. Now, you can see from the map there that we've got many languages that we support. We support over 20 languages across the globe. All of our contact centres are multilingual. And it's an amazing culture. If I think about when I walk into our Slough office, of course, pre-COVID times when we had lots of people in the office, but when I walk into the office and all the different languages that we're supporting and all the different sounds that are coming from those conversations that we're having, it's really unique. And we're hoping to build that same unique culture up in our Berlin team as well. And we hope that many of you are going to be part of it. Now, a very common question I get asked when I talk to people about Lego is, what is it that people actually contact Lego about? And, we receive around 3 million contacts from our consumers every single year. And we answer lots of questions. Those questions could be about a shopping experience that someone has had on lego.com. Of course, you'll see if you look online that we've got our online shop that is present in many countries around the world. And we're supporting people with those questions that they may have about their online order. Where is my parcel? It may be delayed, or they may be looking for some recommendations around a gift. We also support lots of questions around missing bricks and pieces. So sometimes when people open up the packaging, there may be a brick or a small piece missing, or it might be perceived to be missing, but lots of people need our help and support in that situation as well. But unlike lots of contact centres who spend most of the time dealing with phone calls and emails, maybe about complaints, about billing and things like that, actually we also have lots of really cool stuff going on around responding to kids' letters. In fact, we've actually got 3 of these fantastic books that just have a fantastic selection of letters that we receive from kids on a daily basis. So we receive lots of letters from kids, and it's our job within consumer and shopper engagement to make sure that we respond to all of those letters and that we continue to inspire kids to be creative and to fulfill their imagination. We also have lots of Lego apps, and more increasingly we've got the digital and the physical play coming together. So we also spend time supporting our shoppers with troubleshooting on apps. Maybe some people are having a difficulty downloading it or using it, and we help our fans with that. And more increasingly, we're also engaging with people on social channels, on third-party shopping sites like Amazon as well. So we are present in lots of different places, and we answer a huge variety of different questions. And it's our 600 colleagues who are part of our consumer and shopper engagement team that are representing the Lego brand every single day. Now, we think we're pretty good at doing that. And one of the things that we've done over the past couple of years is we've actually gone and applied for some awards with industry bodies. And I'm really pleased that both in Slough in the UK and also in Enfield in America, we actually won the Best Contact Centre of the Year award. And that's not only recognising how good we are at dealing with our fans, it also recognises how great we are as an employer as well, and making sure that we provide fantastic opportunities for all of our colleagues in learning and development and fulfilling their career goals as well. So it's a really gives me lots of pride that not only do we think we're great, but the industry thinks we're great as well. And we're often used as a role model within the contact center space to show what good best practice is all about. Now, when you're talking to our fans on the phone, through an email, through web chat, or through social channels, one of the things that makes us really unique is our tone of voice and the way that we do it. And I'm sure if you've been on the Lego website, you see how we talk is, fun, it's friendly, it's engaging, and we obviously demonstrate a level of knowledgeability there as well. And that's what makes us really special in the way that we talk to our fans. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is that we do sound like locals. We are in over 20 different countries, as I mentioned before, different languages, and we make sure that we have people who speak those languages, because that's what our consumers, that's what our fans want. And I talked a little bit about where are we present and where are we engaging with our fans. And you can see on the next slide that whilst at the moment, the majority of the contacts that we will receive are from phone calls, emails, and web chats. Increasingly, we're playing a big part in engaging with people across lots of different channels. That could be on the App Store, through the Apple App Store. It could be engaging with people on social channels like Facebook. It could also be helping write product reviews on other websites like Amazon or Walmart in the US. But we've got huge ambitions to make sure that we are connecting with our fans wherever they are. So in the future, we'll have a chatbot. We'll also perhaps be talking on WhatsApp and who knows where else. But there is a huge ambition there to make sure that we are engaging with our shoppers, our fans right across the world, but also in the different places that they are active as well. And finally, before I hand back over to Kirsten, just want to share with you how we are performing as a company. We're doing extremely well, and it's a fantastic time to join the Lego Group. In 2020, we saw our sales grow hugely. We engage with over 300,000 consumers and shoppers on our social channels. Our team within CSE grew by 63%. That's phenomenal. We onboarded lots of new colleagues into the Lego family. And we're just about to embark on a huge digital transformation as well, which means that we're going to be bringing in new IT tools, new ways of working that are going to make the job even more interesting than it is today. So I hope that gives you a good introduction to what we are all about, and I'll hand back over to Kirsten.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Steve. That's been super insightful. And let's have a look at the next slide. And here you can see we're moving into a new part of the session, and I'm super excited about that. We are going to have a colleague discussion now. First one to be here with me on screen is Michael, and I will stop sharing now so we can see each other a bit better. Awesome.
Hi.
Hello, Michael.
Really thrilled to be here. And
So
well done
good.
with my surname. I know it's not easy
Amazing.
to pronounce, but
I'm learning. Good stuff. Cool. Michael, so good to have you here with us. And I'm sure that the audience is also very keen to get to know you. So I'll just hand over and give you the chance to introduce yourself.
yeah, my name is Michael. I'm one of the business operations team leader in the consumer shopper engagement team department. I am based in Slough. I live in London. And yeah, I head up and lead a team of 17 multilingual advisors. My personal Lego story also started as a seasonal advisor roughly 5 years ago now. I think I started in July, so 2 months. Then I can celebrate my 5-year anniversary with the company. What's really a great achievement. And yeah, I managed to get from the seasonal contract to permanent contract. Then I was also a part of the level 2 support team. So that's basically the team that helps in the background advisors when they get stuck with a contact or when they need any further information about a product or a process. So that's also always good to know when, especially now when we all work from home at the moment still, it's always good to know that you're never alone. You always have like teams that you can reach out to for help, and you also have lots of colleagues around you virtually. And yeah, since a year now, I'm a team leader. And I really enjoy the role.
Sounds awesome. Thank you so much for giving us that introduction. And as you just said that you enjoy the role, can you maybe talk a little bit more about like what are you actually doing day by day? So
basically, I look after my team members. Like I try to help them as much as possible. Of course, that everyone has the right equipment, everyone is set up good to do an amazing job and help our consumers and fans around the world. Of course, I also look after their productivity, about quality, and so that everyone gets a great answer from us. And yeah, with all my knowledge as well, I try to help everyone as good as possible.
Fantastic. Sounds really good. And what do you think? What is a good reason for people, maybe also some here on the call, to actually apply to join the team?
I think like the company itself, like it has a great work environment. It's a great place to work. Sometimes here within LEGO, you feel like you're at home, basically. All your colleagues are super friendly. It's an open work environment. You can be as you want to be. And I think also with the values and the promises that the company has, like it's not something that's just written somewhere on the web page or on a wall in a building. It's we live and breathe these values and these promises. That's always good to see, and I can not highly recommend working for LEGO.
That sounds good. And as you just mentioned the LEGO values, can you maybe share a specific example where you think like, oh, that actually really showcases it, where our values come to life?
So I think one of the values and promises is the people promise. Like we really care about not only about our fans and customers, but also for our colleagues. And I think with creating this safe workspace, it enables everyone to achieve the best possible work, basically.
Sounds good.
And we do that on a daily basis.
Cool. I'm happy to hear that. And since you are now almost 5 years with the company, Michael, can you maybe tell a little bit like how do opportunities development look like? How can people actually progress in their career?
Yeah, I think it's always good to know and important for everyone to progress and to move further in. And when you look at my journey, my LEGO journey, like I started as a seasonal advisor, got permanent, then I joined one of the support teams, and now I'm a team leader. So it shows there's a lot of room for and a lot of opportunities within the company, and especially in consumer services, everyone has access to LinkedIn Learning, so everyone can do like courses or get some extra knowledge in areas that they are interested in. We have an own consumer shopper engagement academy with lots of e-learnings and other learning materials. We offer also IDP time, that's individual development time, so you can use that to shadow other teams or to see what other teams are doing within the company, and you have all the colleagues and knowledge around. You can reach out to people, so there's lots of room. And as we just saw, we got a lot of new colleagues in the last couple of months, and we are expanding, so there's always big opportunities.
That sounds really cool. Is there any advice that you would like to give people here on the call that are thinking about applying for one of our open roles?
Yeah, I think it's always good to be yourself, to take all the surroundings on board, and especially when you come through the recruitment process and you start as an advisor, just enjoy it. Try to get all the possible experiences in, and you will have a great journey.
Amazing. Cool. Good stuff, Michael. Anything else that you want to add?
Not for now, but I'm looking forward to all your questions, and also looking forward to what my colleagues have to say now. Amazing.
Thank you so much, and see you back again in Q&A. Thank you. And I think next to come on screen, that is Camilla.
Hi.
There you are. Amazing. Good to have you. Awesome. I just have one message for the people here on the call. I can see we have only 2 questions so far. I believe there might be a couple of more questions, so don't hesitate. Just drop it into the chat so that we definitely can answer it here on the call. Awesome. But now, Camilla, I think it's time for you to introduce yourself. So over to you.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Line Camilla, and I have been with LEGO since August last year, so still fairly new. And I'm from Denmark, where it all started, and I joined the Danish team doing customer customer service, but I actually do quite a lot of other things. I do some social media engagement. I'm on the editorial team, training new people in side-by-side teams. So I think that's a really good example of Lego, that you go into a role, but there's so many possibilities and so many other roles you can kind of explore. So yeah, that's what I do.
Sounds pretty good. Cool, good stuff. And what do you enjoy the most about your role?
I quite like how every day is different, a little bit like I touched on, that you have so many different tasks throughout the day. I love chatting to the customers. All the customer cases are always different. You know, anything from missing a part to, I don't know, building instructions or charity or whatever. So you don't get bored at all. You know, you just, yeah, it's really great, kind of the flexibility and the dynamic of the day.
Nice. Good. Could you share an example of maybe like a very interesting case that you dealt with?
Yeah, of course. So I had one a few months ago, actually. It was just after Christmas, and this woman, she called in. She was a mum, and she was asking if we had any competitions to participate in, because unfortunately her parents, or the children's grandparents, had just passed away of COVID 1 month apart. So they were having a really, really hard time in our household, which is understandable. So she just wanted to do something else for the children, just take the minds off. And it was just such a good chat. You know, I think it showed that she put a lot of trust in the company, you know, calling in and kind of sharing this, and we had a really, really good chat, and I asked about the children and about sort of their interest and everything. So now they loved Harry Potter. So it ended up me sending them a few sets. It was just a small little thing, but she was so happy, and she cried and she smiled and she laughed, and I cried a bit, and it was just all a big mess, but it was so nice, like how raw and like honest it was. And as I said, the trust. And she followed up a few days later and was really, really happy. The children was over the moon, you know, about the Harry Potter sets. So yeah,
that's a lovely story.
It's just a good example of something we do, you know, creating those moments, something that they're going to remember.
Really nice. And how do you, I don't know, like organize your work day? How does that look like? So when you start your day, how do you work through?
Obviously we have meetings and everything set up for us. And then sometimes in my team, sometimes I'm on calls, sometimes I'm just on emails. And then it's just about managing your own time. It's quite flexible, the work, but you also take ownerships over your own cases. So if you have something to follow up, that's your case, that's your ownership. So you have to sort of delegate the time and make the time to follow up on that. So it is very independent in a way, which I really like. Yeah, so just stay organized, really.
Cool. And if you were to describe your role to a child, what would you say?
Obviously, we create magic, because that's basically what we do. You know, I don't think a child is as interested in hearing about all some of the little boring things of the job, like sending small little parts. You know, I think they're interested in knowing how many parts we have and like how many different sets and all these things. So yeah, and all the experiences, you know, that we create for them. So yeah, I would say, you know, we create magic.
Very nice. Cool. And you just said that you have joined us actually during the COVID times. So I can imagine that was a bit of a different experience. So can you maybe talk a bit about that? Like, how was that and how did it go for you?
I mean, for me, it's been a really, really good experience. I've never really worked from home before, so it was really odd, sort of receiving the computer and everything, and that was it. But Lego has made it so good for us. They provided with all the things we needed. The training course was 3 weeks. I've never been in a company before that does such extensive like training course, and even in the training, you start like sort of making friends and everything, and. Yeah, it is a little bit odd now because the people that I speak to 8 hours a day and, you know, are the closest people in my life. I've never met these people, but Lego's really good at sort of creating that environment and setting up Teams chats and events and everything. So yeah, even I always feel quite included in all the teams. And yeah, it's an odd time, but it's nice as well.
Cool. Sounds good. And you just talked a little bit about the training. Can you maybe go a bit more into detail, like what's the training about, and then how do you really get up to speed?
Yeah, of course. So it's 3 weeks, and it's anything from like policies to product knowledge to systems as well. So they're covering a really, really good base of things you need to know, and it's really nice. Like the trainers are really, really good, and you have a few tests sort of throughout the week, but it's nothing scary at all. And then what I really like then, I think in all situations, it doesn't really matter how much you study or you do, like once you get thrown into it, it's something completely different. But those 3 weeks really give you sort of a good tool, a good background for that. And then you'll go into grad bay. I think it's 1 or 2 weeks, so you'll be sat with an already advisor. So if you do have questions, you can ask them. And I felt like that was really, really good, because the job is a lot of different things we do. You know, there's so many different things to know and policies. So, and all customers are different, as we spoke about before. So sometimes you sit there and you're like, oh, I'm new, I have no idea. So having that support system is really, really important, and that's something that I really, really liked.
That sounds good.
That you're kind of on your own, but you know, you feel fully equipped to do it. So
good.
Awesome. You're never really on your own. You always have to, people are always really nice at helping, but no.
Nice. Good. And what would you say is the thing that connects you the most with the brand?
I think it's the love for the people, the sort of promise that we have to our customers and how to go above and beyond and help out. You know, being Danish, I grew up, you know, with Lego, but I'm not a builder myself, which I know is a little bit of a bit outrageous for being Danish. But so I think for me, it's definitely the people. I worked in a luxury retail store before where the whole motto was going above and beyond, and I really felt like I could transfer those skills into my job here. So yeah, the people.
Cool. Good stuff. And what advice would you like to give the audience here on the call if they are thinking about also starting their career at the Lego Group?
Be yourself, be open, be curious, definitely. You know, Lego has so many opportunities, you know, even if you go into a role, you know, there might be so many other doors opening. So just be open, you know, to new experiences, and yeah, they'll take you places, and well, good luck. I'm sure you're going to be great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And see you back in the Q&A session.
See you then.
Cool. And yeah, already going to the last person of the quality session. So that's going to be Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Hello. Good to have you here. Oh my God. Hello. I love your background. You need to tell a little bit about that when you do your introduction.
So as you can see, I'm a big Lego fan. My name is Kevin. I'm half German, half Cuban, and I was actually living in Spain, but the situation in Spain is not so good. So I decided to move to the UK and to look for a new opportunity. And then I saw that there was a Lego job opportunity, and I was like, oh my God, I have to apply because I'm such a big fan. And I was lucky enough to go through the process and be selected. Since the very start, I noticed that Lego is different from any other companies because the interview process was different. Normally, when I do interviews, they were always really weird and questions that you don't know how to answer. And for example, what kind of animal you are. And once you answer, they start writing it down, and you're like, what did I say wrong? You know. But no, it was really fun. It was like really interactive. I even got to build a Lego set during the interview, so that was really fun. And yeah, after the interview, I got to meet my trainer, which was Sabrina, and she was amazing because in the training, it was really interactive. It was not like textbook. You have to learn the system. You have to learn how to do this and that, and you feel like tired at the end of the day. But she was like really engaging, always makes some games. So you learn by playing, and I think that is also one of our values. And it's nice to see them since the very start, how we apply them to every step of our company. And yeah, I mean, after the training, I had 2 weeks extra. I mean, you get already the training and then another 2 weeks on top, which normally, like I said, in my other jobs, you just get lunch on and go take calls. Good luck with that. But you know, there was someone sitting with me, helping me in every call, every step. And if I had any questions, I was able to ask that person. And of course, like Michael was saying before, if after these 2 weeks, I mean, nowadays I still may have questions about a product because we have like too many products to learn them all. And you can always call like the level 2 support, which will help you and answer these questions. And yeah, I mean, it has been great. Every day is different. You always have something new to look for, and it's really fun. I really love this job.
Cool. So good to feel your positive energy. Really cool. So you just said that every day is different, but can you maybe talk us a little bit through, like, how does a normal, or yeah, if there is something like a normal day, but how does it look for you?
So it depends. Sometimes you are taking calls, sometimes you're doing emails or chat, but usually you just take a customer, then you help him through his issue, and then you move on to the next one. And yeah, you have also meetings during the day where you talk about things that are going into the company. For example, Steven does like a weekly checkup with us where he talks about what's going on outside of customer shopping engagement. And so we know what's going on in the company, and this is really insightful. It's really helpful to know what is being worked in the behind the scenes to then know what we can tell the customers and what to help them with. In the near future, like for example, we're working now in answering more contacts like Steven was saying before. And yeah, we also have, of course, every week, like I said, it's different. You have different issues to tackle, so it never gets boring.
Sounds fabulous. Good. And I think you started before the pandemic hit us. Is that correct? Can you maybe tell a little bit like how was the difference for you? Like you started in an office and then you actually went into home office like everybody else. But how did that change your job and how did that feel?
So I started actually right before the pandemic hit us. So in February last year. And as soon as I finished my training, I was still like taking my first week alone. And then pandemic hit us and I was like really scared because I saw a lot of people, not in Lego, but in other companies losing their jobs. And I was like, okay, I just started by my own. I have no experience now being alone and I'm probably gonna get fired. But actually Lego was kind enough to trust me and allow me to work from home and give me all the equipment. Like I got laptop screens, everything. And yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I really love working from home. They are always there to support you. It's not like you are working from home and you don't feel alone. You have always like a chat where you can talk with your colleagues. You have, like I said, meetings where you can talk and catch up. And I mean, it's really, really great.
That sounds good. Cool. And what's your favorite Lego set?
Oh, my Lego favorite set has to be the Dyna, which is there. I really love all the techniques that it has to build. It's sometimes you are building something and you are not sure what you're building, but then you are, it's actually a stair, but you were building it flat, but then when you put it on top, it's a stair. I mean, it's so many different type of techniques that it's really, really, really fun.
Sounds good. And what do you think makes the Lego group a different workplace, like from other employers? What's your perception on that?
So I think that Lego really cares about people. Like my colleagues have said before, I think that this is the thing that separates us most from other companies. We not only care about the customers, but we also care about the people. Like me, for example, as an advisor, my team leader, Haley, for example, is always looking up to me, asking me how am I doing, if I'm fine, if she can do anything to help me through the day, and that feels great. And I also have, we also care about the customers, of course. I have a really great example where, for example, last year we started with our new product line, which is 18+. And this sets at the beginning had black building instructions. So the background of the building instruction was black. And then I had a lovely lady on the phone, which she was 80, but she was still building Lego with her community. And she said that everyone in her community, which were all 80+ people, had really difficult when building the sets now with the new instructions because the black background didn't make it easy to see the pieces. And I actually forward this feedback to our team. And we actually, if you buy nowadays a new set from the 18+ line, you will see that in less than a year, we'll already have changed the instructions to have like a white background. So it's easier to build for people that have the difficulties.
Oh, that's really good to hear. Like that story. And what gets you out of the bed in the morning? Like what does give you the good energy for that job?
So getting out of bed is always hard, but I do love like helping people. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to do something to help people to, like, at the end of the day, I want to feel accomplished. And I think like I can really do that in this job. You might think that, oh, I'm just telling someone where to find a Lego shop or where to find a product and things like that. But if you put yourself in the shoes of the customers, you have to think that this person maybe needs to do a birthday present and they are unsure what to do. And then you come to save the day, give them the information they need. And then they are really always thankful. Our customers are great. Like, I was really nervous because I have worked in other jobs where they are like, customers don't come that happy and they start shouting and things like that. But here now it's completely different. They just want, like, it's a happy place, I want to say. They always are really engaging, really fun. And I mean, it's really, really great.
That's really good. Like that. Good. If you were to give any advice, and I think I asked that question already to Michael, but what advice would you like to give the audience in order that if people think about applying for any of our roles?
I think that you shouldn't think about applying. You should just apply and try the process, because if you never try, you will never know how it is. And once you start working with us, you will fall in love with the company, you will fall in love with the people, and you won't want to leave. So I really recommend applying.
Thanks for that. Awesome. Would you have anything else that you want to add, telling the people here on the call?
I just look forward to your questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Cool. Good stuff. Thank you, Kevin. All right. I think we are now moving actually into the next part, and we will bring everybody back now from the discussion, including Steve, so that we can actually have a Q&A session and also share a little bit of what's actually in for the people, because we talked a lot about applying and what the role's about, but obviously not so much about what's in for the people who are actually going to apply. So I'm going to share the screen quickly again. And yeah, there we go. I think the slides are coming up. Yeah, good stuff. All right, good to have you all back here. Amazing. I think I will hand over to Steve now to start talking a little bit about our benefits, and hopefully the rest of you can join Steve in that discussion.
Cool, thank you. And thanks, Lena, Kevin and Michael, for sharing your stories. It's been fantastic to listen to for me as well, to hear those. So yeah, as with any great company, you also would be getting some great benefits if you join us. And you can see a summary of some of those benefits on the screen. We just wanted to call out a few and share with you what they are. First one, what's in it for you in terms of pay? We're very transparent with our starting salary. The starting salary for our consumer service advisor in Berlin is 25,500 euros per year, based on a full-time hours. So that's where we stand with that. But we also just wanted to share a couple of our personal stories on some of the other benefits. And Michael, could you talk a little bit about the company bonus scheme for us?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. And yeah, it's a great addition to the pay anyway, a bonus. And April, when it gets paid out, is always a happy month for everyone. And especially when we heard earlier that the company did really well last year. So just quickly to the technical details for the bonus, that is roughly 10% from the annual earnings. Basically 5% is the company performance, and 5% is like just finishing the seasonal contract. But yeah, as I said, it's great to get that, and it's not only the money value of it, it also shows the appreciation from the company, and it validates your work and all the hard efforts you put in on a daily basis. And it also allows you to look back on the last year and how it went. And it's also a good point of seeing the one team spirit that we have within the department and within the whole company. When everyone works towards the same goal, you can achieve a lot, and that's all reflected in this bonus as well. That's really good.
Thanks, Michael. And yeah, it's fantastic that we work for a company where if it does well, we all as employees also do well. And I think that's something really special working for a family-owned company, actually. Lena, the bonus also goes some nice way to vacation or holiday time. Do you want to talk a little bit about that benefit with everybody?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, this perk is definitely one of the most important ones because I love going on holiday. So I believe for Germany, it's going to be a 30 days holiday. And I think especially for me, coming from Denmark, it's very important to go home and see my family and everything. So having all that allowance is just great. It's definitely more than I've had in any other company. And yeah, so that's probably one of the most important things for me. I mean, the bonus helps as well, but if you mix bonus, and a holiday, then
it's a win-win, isn't it? For sure.
Then it's a win-win.
And let's hope 2021 allows everyone to go back and see family and friends and go on holiday as well in the ramp out of COVID. And as you would expect, there's loads of other great benefits as well. We've got some fantastic family-friendly policies. And if you are doing a university course, or if you're a carer for somebody, then we've got policies around that to help with flexibility. We're really keen also to be active in the community, and we provide people days to go and do volunteering, of course, as well. So some super benefits, and we can talk more in detail, but I think there's one that everybody always wants to know about, which is what is our discount as a LEGO employee? And I think the person who can talk about how he is using the discount is Kevin, because you can see how he's spending it on his background.
Yeah, so if you are like me and you love LEGO, you will love to know that we have 50% discount on everything that is on lego.com. So I mean, if I didn't spend my bonus on traveling because last year it was hard, but I did spend it on LEGO, as you can see, and it is amazing to get that much discount.
That's great. So yeah, the bonus helps to buy the LEGO at discount 50%, and then you can take your holidays and you can find building. What better way? Thanks, guys. I'll hand back over to Kirsten.
Awesome, and I stop sharing the slides now. I think we move over to the Q&A session, so I'm just gonna open that, and we will start with the first question. So, which language do you speak within colleagues in the Berlin office? Is that always English? Who is the best person to answer that?
So I guess the company language is English, and I think it's also the language that everyone speaks, and not to exclude someone. We encourage everyone to speak English because, and all the company news will be shared and updates will be shared in English. So English is the main language in all our offices.
Thank you, Michael. Good. Next question. Is it currently possible to work in the office or only home office? Stephen, would you like to answer that one?
Sure. So at the moment, most of our people are working from home most of the time, but our office in the UK and actually in Munich as well remains open, and people can use the office when it suits them to do so. And that's also our intention, certainly at the beginning with our Berlin office, which will officially open on the 7th of June, when our first recruitment class will start. So we've got this balance between people working from home and also using the office when it's appropriate to do so based on their own circumstances. We hope to return more to the office soon, but we'll always have that degree of flexibility in place, because we did do before COVID actually as well.
Yeah, cool. Maybe you can also take the next question then, Stephen. So that one is, will working from home office be a standard after the pandemic too?
Well, I see Irina asked that question, and great question. And I'm really pleased that before COVID, we offered the flexibility for working from home. Anyway, everybody had equipped with a laptop and a headset, and people were able to work a number of days from home and a number of days in the office. So that flexibility will continue post-COVID as well. I think it's important to also say that we really do like to connect as people in our offices, and we want our offices to be places where people want to come and spend some time and hang out with their colleagues and have lunch together. So our offices are going to have a central part to play in the future as our kind of heartbeat of our operation in Berlin.
Very nice. And I think then there is one question that you already answered, Stephen, so that I'll skip that one and move to the next. So here's the question on the overall application process. So is there another way to apply but the SAP hosted recruitment page? It is very impersonal and it makes you feel like only the elite with the best education gets a job, but not those with 19 years of experience. So I don't know who wants to talk to that. Maybe Kevin?
At the moment, the only way to apply is through the SAP system that we have. We are, of course, looking to update the page to be more friendly, but it's not that you have to be an elite or anything like that. I tell from my personal experience, I didn't have much experience and I just applied to the job, so I just recommend applying. You will get like a small language test that you have to do, which is written, where you answer like an email in English and in German at the moment for this position. Of course, for other languages in the future, it will be in other languages. And you may also be asked to film yourself answering some questions also in German and English. And after that, if you pass this test, then you will get like an interview in person, or well, in this times probably through a conference call. And then, just do the interview, which, like I said before, it was really great. It's really fun. No weird questions, just to get to know you better. And if you pass it too, then you will be working with us.
Sounds so straightforward, Kevin. Thank you for answering. That was really good. So another good question here. I am looking for a strong team culture. Would you guys say that you have that we walk the extra mile together kind of team spirit? I think that one goes to Camilla.
Definitely. As I said, it's odd because I joined during the pandemic, so I have never met any of my colleagues. But honestly, this is what makes the job, you know. This is why one of the reasons why I love going to work in the morning, because I know those people are going to be there and they always help. And it's from training to anything, you know. We always got each other's back. We always help. There's loads of social things when we're not stuck inside. So yeah, definitely a lot of team spirit there.
Thank you. Good stuff. Then there's a question from Kasia. Is it and how can I do initiative applying if I don't find any job offer I felt in love so far? Michael, can you pick that one?
I think it's always good to keep an eye on the careers website anyway, because it will get updated on a regular basis, and perhaps there will be once the job ideal that you are looking for listed there anyway. So just keep looking on, and I'm sure at one point you will find the right job description for the company.
Thank you. So, sorry, I'm just getting a little bit lost here. I love that you learn about the rest of the company on regular basis. Do you sometimes do crosswork between departments? Kevin, can you answer that one?
I'm not sure. I mean, at least in my experience, I have done with other departments. I have helped, like at the moment, I'm helping the recruitment team, and I also have helped the training team, which are new advisors when they come in, for example. I get to help them learn about the company and how we do and how to work in the systems and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, we also have, I think, Play Day where we all group up from different departments, and it's really amazing to get to know people from all around the company.
I think if I could add, there's so much going on in our department at the moment, and we try where possible to involve as many people as we can in getting the stuff that needs to be done. So as Kevin mentioned, he's helping out with the recruitment there. in the past, people have been helping out with writing templates and doing training and, stepping into different teams. So we're a really busy department, and we've got lots going on all the time. So there's always new things cropping up almost on a weekly, if not monthly basis.
Cool. Sounds good. Then I see that there has been a question which has been upvoted, so I better pick up that one. Are you looking for the good grades or the people who are passionate, and how do you separate them? Michael, would you talk to that one?
Yeah, I think it's a good mix of both, I would say. Like, of course, we want to provide best quality to our consumers and fans worldwide. So the standards of the writing and need to be there, of course. But we also look for the engaging conversations with the consumers, because we don't have like a script that you need to read down when you have like a consumer on the phone. We want the fun conversations, and as we said, like no call is the same. Like there's no script. It can go from one topic to another, but yeah, of course, it's a mix of both, I would say.
Okay, good. Thank you. Then here's a question. What is the average age of your employees working in customer service? I think, Stephen, maybe you can answer that one.
Yeah, and not sure on exactly what the average age is. We've got a very diverse workforce. We've got people of all ages, all sexes, all nationalities, and I think that's what makes us also a unique place. So we're not looking for anybody who fits a certain, profile. If you think you've got the skills that we need, and you think that we are the company that you would have a good time working for, then please apply. But yeah, I wouldn't like to say what the average was. I can't think.
Cool, I like that. Yeah, nice. And then there is another question about more the company culture. So will you tell us a little bit more about family-friendly politics in the company? I don't know, Camilla, can you talk a little bit to that?
I think that's probably best I throw this one over to Michael.
Yeah,
I think
good.
More about the family politics. Or even Stephen, I think he has kids.
No worries.
I'll chip in, and then Michael, feel free. I'm assuming it's a family-friendly policies. It's a wide range of policies. It could be about maternity leave for someone having a baby. It could be paternity leave for the partner of someone having a baby. It could be flexible working to make sure that we can find some hours that fit around school drop-offs and so on. It could be about caring for an elderly relative. So, we've got these policies that have a wide-ranging, a wide range there. And as with everything in these situations, it's about talking through your situation with your leader, and your leader will listen and ask you questions, and in most cases come to a really good solution that works for both us as the department and the company, and you as a person.
Yeah, I think it's quite similar. Like we always try to find a good compromise that works for everyone, for us and for the employee.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think with the extended leave for caregivers, that's definitely also adding to the family-friendly policy at LEGO. Cool. Then a very practical question. Where in Berlin will the office be? Stephen, I want to pick that one.
In my best German accent, it will be on Friedrichstraße. Now, just to share with you that initially we'll be moving into an office building for the first 10 months. That's going to be a shared office space, and then over the course of the next few months, we'll then find a more permanent office building, which will continue to be in central Berlin. But that'll be exciting as well, because people who join us at the beginning are going to be involved also in, how do we want the office to look, and what facilities do we want in the office, and so on. So yeah, but initially we're going to be on Friedrichstraße.
Nice. Cool. Then another question: how open is the team culture if it comes to criticism? Camilla, maybe that's a good one for you.
To what? Sorry, I missed the last bit.
How open is the team culture if it comes to criticism?
To criticism? Oh, I mean, I can only, talk for my team. I think we're very good at, criticism because it's constructive criticism. No one is sort of pointing fingers and being like, you did this, you did this. Even if it's someone that's not in your team, but you can see that maybe they've handled that contact in a way that maybe it's not necessarily how you would do it, but sort of not a standard policy. You'll just reach out to them and be like, hey, just want to make you aware. And I think everyone is a really good sport about it. I've had a few times where someone reached out to me being like, were you aware? Or actually, we normally do like this. I'm like, thank you so much. Because you can't, especially at home, you can't just go to the person next to you and be like, oh, do you know how to do this? It's actually really good that people are reaching out. So I would say that constructive criticism is the way forward.
Yeah. I agree. I have had the same experience in my team. So it's always constructive criticism. It's always like from a good place of heart. It's never mean or anything. So yeah, it's always good.
No, never.
And it's encouraged as well, because as we said, you can learn from it, and if there's an opportunity to learn from something, then it's great.
Yeah, I fully agreed. Good. And then another question here: how is training for new employees organized during the pandemic? Kevin, I think you talked a little bit to that already. Want to pick up that one?
Yeah, sure. So for new employees, is at least at the moment, it has been everything online. So you do like the training online through video calls, and like you get to learn with your team, with your trainer. They walk you through all the training material, and after the 3 first weeks where you learn like all the theory, so to say, you then get to jump into the systems and you get to test them out. Like I said, one person will be there always with you. Maybe it's me because I usually help with the German market. And yeah, I mean, I'm there, for example, to help you if you have any questions during a call, or if you get an email and you are unsure how to formulate some phrases or anything like that. And yeah, I mean, after this, you are, like I said, on your own, but you always can reach out to your colleagues in your team, or you can reach out to level 2. So there is always support. There's always someone to help you all through the day.
Cool. Sounds pretty good. And then another practical question, a very good one. Could you please tell us more about working times, Stephen? I think that's a good one for you again.
So yeah, good question. We are open from 7 a.m. CET through to 9 p.m. CET. So everybody will work a shift within that window, and it will be 5 days working over Monday to Saturday, and the working hours is 38.5 overall for the week. So we give everybody a plan of what their working hours look like for 3 weeks in advance. So it's we've got a team of people, and people can shift swap as well. So again, there's lots of opportunity and flexibility there.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. I think we're coming slowly to an end of the session. I see there's 2 questions, but I think that's more actually some good comments that have been made. So I'm just reading that one out here. How awesome are you guys? Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to apply. I mean, how awesome is that? Thank you for that awesome comment. We can't wait for your application. That sounds fabulous. And yeah, now that we are so close at the end of the session, let me just quickly re-share my screen one last time. Because we also want to say a huge thank you to everybody here on the call. Thank you for spending a full hour with us today, listening in, being super curious and interested in what the team's doing, asking a lot of good questions. And we really can't wait to meet you all. And we hope that you got inspired, that you are highly interested in joining us in an application process, staying connected. And if you want to do so, please have a look at all the lovely links that you can see here on the slide. If you're interested in careers, go to lego.com careers, have a look at the roles that we have posted out there. If you're just interested in any company updates, have a look at LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Facebook, or Instagram. We're definitely looking much forward to staying connected with all of you. And if you have more questions, you can still pop them into the chat or in the window and we'll try to get back to you. So huge thank you again, and it's been a super pleasure to be here with you. Vielen Dank nochmal an euch alle. Hat mir wirklich sehr viel Spaß gemacht. Right, good stuff.
Bye.
Everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.